by restricting this, by not advertising, the rules are against the constitution also, because when Supreme Court says that every business community or business firm has a right to advertise, why can't the advocate should not advertise? But there must be some restriction that that advertisement or that solicitation must be within the law frames. That must be some restriction. With this, I may conclude this session, and I am very thankful to all of you who have heard us patiently.
Thank you, Mr. Agrawal. And please tell your name and... Yes, please. Oh, to whom would you like to ask the question?
I have entered very late, so I would not be really justified, but just a general sum up. So
please.
What I'm trying to say is the little that I'm aware of. Bar Council has anyway, I haven't seen to the amendment, so there is, you can have a website now. But the problem is that now that one is treating the law profession as a business, I mean, I have my own reservations to this particular board. Because, what we are providing is we are service providers. So on one side, look at the way our TDS is deducted. You are not spared at that end. If you are an individual lawyer, I mean, a law firm mainly comprises of an individual lawyer, so it is not so much of the advertisement which you anyway have. I mean, whether the Bar Council of Rules now has, with this I know from, I don't have the rules right now, but I know it, I mean, there is an amendment. So it is, now that you are at the international arena or you are talking about an international competition, I would really be interested if you focus some light on an individual lawyer vis-a-vis the law firms, vis-a-vis a business management. Because I am certainly an individual lawyer. I don't belong to any firm and nor can I give it the trapping of a business. So that is something I would really like to know.
I think I would request for this to Clinton to enlighten them, because of course he knows about the business model of the law firms. He can better deliberate on this subject, how to go about the individual lawyers vis-a-vis the law firm and the business.
Well, I think one of the things I said earlier, maybe before you came in, is that actually I didn't say it, someone else said it, that when we talk about foreign competition, it's probably not going to be foreign competition for individual lawyers. Right, it's going to be more people servicing large corporates, primarily in transactional and advisory business. So I think that whatever changes would be needed to make your life better and your profession more manageable and a better service to the public are largely different than the things that we've been talking about.
I'm on a different question.
Okay.
See, in our country, in India, we are supposed to be giving a service tax. What is done is that under the Income Tax Act, you have a TDS.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the service tax excess. Yeah.
Now, as a law management, you are again an income tax assessee.
Yeah.
So, if you're an individual lawyer working with a law firm or as a retainer or as an off-counsel, and this profession now having the trappings of a business,
then you will lose your service tax exemption.
The existence of an individual retainer lawyer who is not a law firm, who can certainly not give the profession the trapping of a business. So I have a very pertinent, where do you survive, where do you exist in this fiercely competitive, legal world?
Yeah, so it's not so much a question for me, it's more a question, I think the service tax exemption, if you're a business, you're going to lose the service tax exemption, right? So you're going to be hit with a double taxation and a service tax. So the only explanation I've ever had for the service tax exemption in India is that lawyers are the people who make the rules, right? Winston Churchill, when he retired, and they said, Mr. Churchill, how will history treat you? And he said, I intend it will treat me very well because I'm going to write it.
Our TDS is very, very high. It's 10.25 now.
Okay, but there's no service tax, right?
There is no service tax on advertising.
Let someone else talk about this. I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess.
There is no service tax.
Yeah, right.
There is no service tax on the advocate.
Right.
When I look at it in terms of the income tax, whatever the TDS is refundable or adjusted in the tax.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we are paying tax, it has to either adjusted or to be refunded, as far as TDS is concerned, right?
It has to be adjusted.
Yes, please. May not.
Is the very existence or the survival of a micro lawyer in a macro law business firm vis-a-vis the international competitive legal world. So I am both at the macro and the micro level vis-a-vis a big corporate, settle. So where are you? Where are you? Where do you? I mean, where do you find yourself? I'm not on any tax and I'm not on an economics kind of a, explanation. So I'm only on this, that the whole purpose of whether it's a law firm or it's, business aspect, it is how far the lawyers fail.
Yeah, well, there are certain services that are better provided by law firms because they require a lot of specialists. So if you're going into, say that you're buying a large conglomerate, you need specialists in various things. So you would go to a big firm for that. On the other hand, there are other types of the legal profession that don't need that, and so you can go to someone that doesn't have all that infrastructure and things associated with a large law firm, and they can provide that service on their own. So I think the place for sole practitioners is in those practice areas that don't require lots of specialists to work on every case or every transaction. So if you have an area as a sole practitioner that is better inclined to low infrastructure, one person doing the assignment, or maybe one person with one junior person doing the assignment, then that's the place to be. And I think litigation is much more so that than advisory and transactional work. So I think the key is make sure you're in the right part of the legal profession if you want to maintain your viability as a sole practitioner.
Yes. Yeah. Clinton? Clinton. I think my friend Mr. Vijay Agarwal would be better able to answer that. He is equipped with answer.
I will tell, man. You have taken the point of a macro and micro. I can assure you, so far as microeconomic or micro lawyership is concerned, it will continue in this country. And what we are talking of a law firms or management of the law firms, it is only a macro level. Any law firm cannot deal with the individuals. So the micro lawyership will always be continued so far as litigation is concerned.
So friends, now we conclude this session. I thank Mr. Vijay Agarwal. I thank Mr. Clinton and all of you to join the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please.
Corporate governance. अनीता वरना हल्का मंजा कहाँ है आप पीछे वही पीछे क्या पहले हमारा भी मेरे से देखो पीछे और कर नहीं मेरे पीछे दिया हुआ और पीछे होगा पीछे कर दें प्रिंटर में आंसर आ गया जी कौन शेप दिए हैं, कमेटी उसको शेप दी है, वहीं से उतार दी ईरानी कमेटी, सब कुछ कर दिया,
किसी बच्चे को लगा दिया होगा। ऐसी खिंचाई कर जाती है अगर आती है तो खिंचाई कर देना। अब मैं मुलाकात कराऊंगा आपकी।
कराइए कराइए और चढ़ा के बात करिए। मैं तो डेफिनेशन से चालू हो गया हूँ, ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी से, बट दिस इज वन विच आई हैव डन ऑन माय ओन थिंकिंग, तो आई हैव स्टडी
बेस होता है, बट
आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज कॉपी करने में मजा नहीं, एक्सेप्ट दैट या लास्ट में सम थॉट्स डाले हैं, उनको क्रेडिट दिया है, जैसे नारायण इन्फोसिस का है, थॉट्स ऑन गुड गवर्नेंस ओपन कर दिया है, दे गुड थॉट्स।
तो मेरे लिए सब्जेक्ट है
ये वाला ना,
फेडरल मुकदमे भी है बड़ी दिक्कत। कल मेरे को टेलीफोन करते हैं कि सर वो टैक्स ऑडिट बैलेंस शीट है वो साइन कर दीजिए।
without going into the committee,
without going into the committee and without
again
going
same
into
problem.
into the मतलब वो किसी को भेज रहे हैं मैं
नहीं आपने ठीक किया, नहीं लिमिट फॉर एवरीथिंग। अब यू रिपोर्ट टू द चेयरमैन, यू टेल द चेयरमैन,
टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड लेंगे तो बात नहीं।
ये तो मैंने लिखा है इसके अंदर।
जब आपके पास एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर है तो साइन कराइए। कितने डायरेक्टर को साइन करना होता है? 2 को, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर प्लस डायरेक्टर।
हाँ आप क्यों करते हो, वर्किंग डायरेक्टर से कराओ।
हाँ
आप इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर आप क्यों करते हो, रेजोल्यूशन पास करिए, वर्किंग डायरेक्टर से कराओ, वो यू शुड साइन।
नहीं, आज तक मुझे लक्ष्य टीपी की आपने कोई ब्रीफिंग नहीं की और मुझसे आप एक्सपेक्ट करो मैं साइन कर दूँ। लगता है खुद शुरू करके खुद खत्म करना पड़ेगा।
अब चालू हो जाओ अपने, अब क्या करें,
मैं चेयरमैन आपको बना देता हूँ, कोऑर्डिनेटर ये बन जाते हैं।
स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, एक सेशन तो हो जाएगा, जब तक वो आएंगे तो फर्स्ट आपका वाला
एक ही तो है ना, एक ही तो सेशन है अभी, फिर तो चाय पिलाएंगे फिर।
अच्छा
जब ब्रेक है क्या, कितने बजे तक आप
मेरे ख्याल से तो ब्रेक है, 15 मिनट का ब्रेक है।
15 मिनट क्या होता है,
काफी लेट हो गया।
but they must have met,
टी ब्रेक है ना 4:15।
so they must have met all the speakers in one room, brief them that this is the coordinating team, एक रूम का एक कोऑर्डिनेटर रखना चाहिए था। It's very simple यार, रूम वाइज कोऑर्डिनेटर एलोकेट करो, they should speak there, that's it।
मैं जब देहरादून गया था उन्होंने पहले बता दिया कि ये चीज आपको करनी है। That should be quick। कुछ डिस्कशन तो होना जरूरी है।
ये नहीं है जो मर्जी
हर जगह होता सिस्टमेटिकली
एकेडमिकली पॉलिटिकली सारा मामला।
आपके मामा जी हैं, आपको ही बना देंगे कहीं।
I think the coordinators have run away।
कोऑर्डिनेटर तो कोई कर सकते।
We professionals must adhere to the time।
स्पीकर कौन है? हैं स्पीकर
I think there should be a session on that itself।
तो फिर क्या स्पीकर है, फिर क्या है?